Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make a buying decision. Now, all of the business details, which include the type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included in the sale can be found on the business listing. To view this information, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And if after listening, you want to take an even deeper dive into the business to perform your due diligence before potentially purchasing this business, you can unlock this listing to look through all of the business information, which includes the domain, the products, the P&L, and more. So can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
My background in e-commerce, or specifically Amazon FBA, started when my friend introduced me back in 2017. And at that time, I had already been kind of looking into these things. I had read the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And I just thought it was super interesting. So I started learning more about it just through podcasts, YouTube videos, resources that my friend introduced me to, some courses. And back in 2017, I decided to launch some products. Between 2017 and 2018, I think I launched maybe 1 or 2 products that really never had any momentum. And so I stopped. And then in 2020, I decided to pick it back up again. And that's when I built this brand.
So why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
I'm deciding to sell the business because I'd say there's a few different factors, but number one, it would be time. I think at the moment I'm getting into another sector where I have been for the last year, working on something else outside of e-commerce. Not Amazon or Shopify, totally separate industry. And it's something that is more of an emerging market and it's newer. And I've decided that it's probably best that I allocate my time 100% into that. Even though, Amazon FBA, it doesn't require the most time once you have your products up and running. You're doing tests and you're split testing for the best results. But if you're adding products actively, which I am currently doing, it does take more time. And I don't have any VAs to help me with product research. I do that all myself. It does take time, and I still see growth in this business. It's just compared to the other sector that I'm getting into, it's just more worth it to pursue that instead of, I guess you could say, chase 2 rabbits at the same time. That's kind of what I've determined would be the best path for myself. And to be honest, the incentive of selling it allows me more security and financial backing to do so, and also secure some money for my family, which it's always a goal. And at this point in this current business, it would make a difference for my family, I guess, more peace of mind as well.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
So the type of work to maintain the business, I would say, is just on the physical product side is forecasting inventory, ordering inventory if, you're coming up and you need stock for certain products, making sure that you stay in stock. On the customer service side, we really don't get too many customer service messages. I'd say it's under 1 a week. I kind of manage that myself, just making sure that if there are any messages that come through, that they are answered within 24 hours. On the advertising side, we really only advertise on Amazon, like on platform at the moment. For pay-per-click, I monitor that, make sure there's no red flags that are spend is in control and it's profitable. So that's that for pay-per-click side. And then, yeah, I guess those are kind of the main things to maintain it. And then there's other things, I guess, in terms of growth and whatnot.
Now, if you were to keep the business, what are some ways you would try to grow it?
To continue growing the business, I would just keep launching products. There are still products in this niche where, yeah, it's still fairly low competition and a decent amount of demand. Yeah, keep launching products. Another way is to leverage the existing variations or listings that I have, which already have a good amount of reviews and good reviews as well. So launching more variations into those listings. And another one would be launching custom products. I recently had a product designed and had one round of samples at the moment, Ben. It's something that's kind of unique and no one else is selling. We see that there's a lot of potential in it. It's a different method or different strategy, and it takes a bit longer, but custom products and selling something more unique, I think that could be another angle. Also, growing social media, it's not something that I've been consistent in doing, but I believe if I continued to do it and I was consistent in it, I'd have more of a following and also drive more traffic that way.
And what are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
With this business and selling on Amazon, if this is your first time operating an Amazon business, you should get familiar with Amazon's terms of services because you're selling on their platform. And at the end of the day, they hold the powers and they determine who can sell on their platform and who doesn't. And so it's important really to understand what you can and can't do and what's within guidelines and what isn't. They seem to be lenient on certain things and very firm on certain things. So just getting yourself familiar with what those guidelines are will help with the longevity of staying on the platform.
And how much support are you willing to offer a buyer who acquires this business?
As a part of the support, I think I would go with a short-term and long-term approach. On the short term, I'm happy to schedule meetings once a week in order for us to provide any training. If there's things that you can't solve through text and email, I'm happy to do that on a share screen. I think those weekly meetings we can do for up to 60 days. And we can have email and text communications for up to 180 days. Now, granted, if you reach me past the 180 days, I'm more than likely to respond. I just can't guarantee rapid response time like I would in the initial period.
And regarding the sale of this business, just confirming you commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier in one of the interview questions, I'm looking to get into another industry or sector that's not related to e-commerce at all. Signing a non-compete to selling in this niche or category again, it's not a problem for me.
And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
It really depends on what the structure is, but I highly prefer if it was just a cash buyout, especially at the size that it's at.
Now, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
I would say that this business or the niche that it's in is a growing niche, and it's seen significant growth in the last 2 to 3 years, and it's continuing to grow. And I think a big reason because of that is because of social media. And it just seems like a lot of influencers or a lot of pages are being built up. They're able to generate new interest into card collecting now. Massive companies are behind it, whether that be sports leagues or Pokemon or Magic. These companies have a financial incentive to keep producing these cards and also creating hype around it and continuing to sell their cards. And just projections for this niche in the next 3 to 6 years are very good. It's projected to grow. You can, find third-party research. It is continuing to grow, and I've seen it on social media that it's continued to grow and grow more. On the product side, there are so many accessories for card collecting and so many products that you can expand into. Right now, our brand, we've got a couple products, but there's so much that we still don't cover. And the marketplace is very big and the buyers are very passionate. So what you find is that if you're able to craft an offer that stands out from others are unique, and it's something that hits a selling point for the collector, and it's something that they feel like it would look good with their collection. We've found that people would prefer that over buying something generic. So there's a big advantage in knowing that and experiencing that. Yeah, I believe it's a growing market. There's still a lot of products to be launched and a lot of unique offers that can be crafted to cater towards card collectors.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So thanks for joining us, and until next time.